today I effed up by getting involved in an airport cheese scandal. This is OKOP, home to the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia, and Riley, would you ever get involved in any sort of cheese scandal?
Depends on the cheese.
What cheese would make you get involved in a cheese scandal?
Brie, Gouda. If it was Swiss, I'm out.
Maybe mozzarella. I like a good mozzarella.
Oh, no, not raw.
I love a raw mozzarella. I don't know how I'm saying it like that. What even is a cheese scandal? That's what I want to know.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. Oh, darn it. I was leading into it. And you know who has the answers?
Who's that?
Galas Rostromegalas. Galastromelega. I feel like I'm casting a spell. Part 1. 8:23 p.m. February 9th. 2024. At the gate for my flight home from visiting friends, and there's a woman here with a service Shiba Inu. No pics because he has a do not disturb vest, and taking pics of strangers is illegal. But I need to stress how on duty this animal is. Ears up, eyes doing laser scans of everything, examining everyone who passes within 10 feet like a security guard. Planted on her feet. I have never seen a dog with such intense chivalric guardian energy before. He has tiny eyebrows and they are furrowed with concentration. I love this dog. Great dog.
Good doggo.
Good dog. That was part 1. Part 2.
Ooh.
8:34 p.m. Man behind me is having an unhinged phone conversation. There's an internationally famous dairy farm in the area I was visiting, and he was commissioned by the lady on the other end of the phone to collect specific cheeses from there. The lady's very high-strung about the type and condition of the cheese. The man does not know anything about cheese. The man, quote, ain't never seen no cheese but orange before. And, quote, I showed your list to the cheese lady, so if it's wrong, it's her fault, okay? I'm 80% sure she sent him there for a really specific blue cheese. 40% sure he doesn't have the very specific blue cheese. And 100% sure he's done with her. Our flight is delayed. He doesn't have the cheeses in a cooler, just a regular backpack. So he does have the cheese.
That's what I was thinking was like, if he's out there getting the cheese,
yeah,
how is he going to keep this cold? Is he just going to
not. He doesn't know about cheese. He's never eaten cheese before. He doesn't know cheeses from cheeses.
But like, out of all the things you bring back
cheese
from a trip.
Yeah. Also, how is he?
Cheese?
I feel like, I mean, maybe because it's not, it seems like it's an international flight because they were talking about it being international. So I'm like,
well, yeah, but
how are you getting that cheese over?
The
like, you got to check that in.
This is not
Something's
well
not
thought
adding
out.
up. No.
Nobody's thought this out at all.
Well, let's keep going. Part 3, 8:52 p.m. I need to emphasize that there is no cooler bag in the backpack. He has a JanSport backpack that is jam-packed with cheeses. There's apparently $405 worth of cheeses in the backpack, which I know because he's been trying to get the lady to Venmo him the expense, which she has failed to do.
What?
He's holding the cheese for ransom. It is unclear whether his relation to the lady is romantic, familial, or what, but I'm leaning towards what. I think she hired him to do a job.
Yeah, but
he's not doing it well.
This man, JanSport backpack.
He's got a JanSport backpack full of $405 worth of cheeses that he's transporting without a cooler.
Even if I like ask someone to get cheese, I would at least like want them to like a cooler.
Well, yeah.
And not that much cheese.
He's locked in. He's like, my flight is delayed. I got nothing else to do but listen to this cheese discourse.
I'm here.
I'm here for it. Okay, he continues. 2 more people have joined us. One is a very elegant man with a perfect manicure in a tailored business suit. The other is a neon-haired person of indeterminate gender wearing a fox kirigumi. Kirigumi? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, you'd do a better job than I would.
Fox Kirigumi. The Shiba Inu has been staring at the ladder for 3 minutes now. Has been staring at the neon-haired person.
Yeah.
The Shiba Inu is
I'm
locked in.
keeping an eye on you.
Part 4, 9:09 p.m. Uh-oh. Cheese Man has been demanding payment because apparently he went like 6 hours out of his way and paid with his own money. And between the cheese and price of gas, he's pretty sure he doesn't have enough money in his account for an Uber home.
Aww.
Oh my God. How's he going to get the cheese to her? The lady is flabbergasted that he's demanding payment at all, as she was under the impression he was doing this for her out of the goodness of his heart.
Time out.
Yes.
Who do we think this lady is?
I feel like she's got to be some sort of like romantic relationship if she's expecting him not to charge her.
Okay, I'm feeling like
she's
low-key
like, hey,
familial.
Like, it could be like
a sister, grandma,
yeah.
mom.
Yeah, some sort of close relationship where you would be like, why would you charge me?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not having it. He's insisted. She told him she would pay him back. He would have gotten her maybe one cheese somewhere closer to his business in the area out of love, but he went out of his way because she agreed to pay him costs plus extra to cover it. Part 5, 9:16 p.m. How long is this flight delayed?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, no, it has. Okay, sorry. It started at 8. It hasn't been that long. He recorded the conversation in which she promised to pay for the cheese. She's that much of a flake. He has receipts.
What?
I'm about to offer this man cash for some of these cheeses because our flight is now more delayed.
What the heck? He like recorded. He's like, I knew you were going to do this to me. So
yeah, he was like, I have the proof. I knew you weren't going to pay me back. Part 6, 9:39 p.m. Okay, now this is a conversation and I will try and do different voices. Okay, this is Cheeseman. You always do this. You always do this and I fall for it every time. No, you. If you're not going to pay me, you don't get fancy cheese. Or else what? The baby shower? Monica can't even have this cheese. She's pregnant. Why would I lie about that? Yeah, of course I got the cheese. That's why I don't got money for Uber. Yeah, you go tell mama I stop your stupid from killing Monica or the baby. Okay, so I think this is a sister.
Has to be.
Cheeseman hangs up phone, head in hands, borderline hyperventilating, and the man in the 3-piece suit is in the chair next to him. He waits a moment, then reaches into his carry-on and pulls out an entire bottle of wine with the TSA pre-check sticker on it and taps Cheese Guy on the shoulder. If your friend doesn't want it, would you be amenable to having it right now?
Wait, what's about to happen here?
I'm going to do that again. Hey, your friend doesn't want it. Would you be amenable to having it right now?
Bro's about to have a picnic in the airport.
I love this. Ooh. I hope he gets everyone. He gets everyone over and he's like, hey, he starts charging tickets. He's like, if you pay me $5, you can get into this cheese storage and we're going to have some wine.
Well, he would have enough money for an Uber.
Yeah, exactly. He gets his money back. Part 7, 9:42 p.m. Naturally, I have volunteered my box of Wheat Thins and offered to buy one of the harder cheeses, which should be fine if it makes it home. Part 8, 9:43 p.m. Meanwhile, Kirigumi, who is the person wearing the Kirigumi, has noticed that the Shiba Inu is staring at them and is correctly intimidated.
This is the B story that's happening here.
There's so many side plot lines to this. Part 9, 10:27 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Number 1. This is some effing great Camembert. I have compensated Cheese Guy accordingly. So have like 6 other people. He's recouped like half of his losses.
Let's go.
Number 2, Cheese Guy is crying a little about the cash and opening up about his problems. The cheese lady is his younger sister. You got it. Soup Guy is being very generous with his Pinot Blanc. We are having a picnic/improv family therapy session. I love this. Number 3, this is apparently the latest in a long string of his sister asking for something and then flaking when he asks to be paid back. Starting with paying him back only some of what he was owed, then claiming something she paid for him was of equal value when it was not. Then recently telling him his memory is wrong and he said it was a gift or that he'd do it for free. She's gaslighting him. That's why he's got the receipts. Okay, so this is OP. Yeah, the specific thing of trying to convince you your memory is unreliable is called gaslighting, and it's really effed up, I say. Cheeseman. Yeah, the other stuff I forgave because she's never really had a good job, so she can't pay me back all the time, but at least she was making an effort, you know? But that was over the line.
Why is Cheeseman country?
Because he said, go tell mama I stopped your stupid.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Sorry,
I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that.
You're telling me that's why I don't got money for Uber and yeah, go tell mama I stopped your stupid. killing Monica or the baby. You telling me that's not country?
And he also put like $400 worth of cheese in the Jansport bag. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
All right,
This
man is from the South. I'll give you that.
Thank you. And this is Sukai. If you haven't already, check on the rest of your family's finances. My brother started trying to gaslight everyone when he started stealing from our parents, says Pinot Blanc.
That is some classic British issues right there.
This is a rich guy. I feel like I really nailed the voices, quite honestly. Shiba Inu lady has purchased a cheddar. Apparently the dog's name is Donut, and he's her service dog because she's severely visually impaired. Oh, he's a guide dog? Asks Cheese Guy. Oh no, she laughs. He's too short. And the way my eyes are, it's easier for me to navigate with a cane. No, the problem I have is that some morally impaired people see the cane and think they can get away with stealing my bag or assaulting me because I wouldn't be able to give a description, which is wrong. But rather than deal with that, I got Donut, and he helps me by howling at anyone who gets in my personal space and biting anyone who grabs me. I'm so sorry, Scottish people.
No, that was on point. That was so good.
What was this one? Oh, this is a fifth voice.
Let's go.
Says Kirigumi. He's been staring at me. Do I need to back up? Or, oh dear, no, he wasn't looking at you. He loves cheese, but he knows he's not supposed to beg, so he's decided the way to deal with something he wants but can't have is to stare in the other direction. Okay, says Kirigumi. I'm wearing fox pajamas and he thought I was another dog or something. No, he doesn't care about dogs. And you get a warning before he goes for the calves. Very helpful when I was living in Italy. Oh, what part? I have family in Tuscany.
Yeah, this goes from...
Says Pinot Blanc. This is a suit guy for reference. Does he want cheese? There's still so much cheese. Says Cheese Guy.
The fact that we have we have characters.
Oh my god.
With voices.
Okay, part 10.
Okay.
10:33 p.m. Plane may be arriving. I am paying for in-flight Wi-Fi to keep y'all updated. Part 11, 10:49 p.m. Cheese Guy has sold all but 2 or 3 cheeses that he and Pinot are going to eat on the flight. I know they're planning to continue because Pinot talked to the gate agent so he and Cheese Guy can sit together and talk about family drama and cheese.
The plane.
It's a budding friendship. Pinot has been teaching him about different types of cheeses and how to enjoy them. Oh my God, he's learning. Cheese Guy apparently repairs computers and other technology devices for a living and is currently doing the software version of scraping barnacles and other crap off Pinot's MacBook. Number 5, Pinot is now convinced that Cheese Guy is the smartest and most interesting man in the world. I love that. Final update, 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
This started at 8:20.
Oh.
Okay, so the Wi-Fi wasn't working on the plane. Has it ever worked for anyone? It never works for me.
I just get iMessage.
Yeah. Oh, really? Also, nonstop turbulence. And also they got seated in a different row from me. But the Kirigumi wearer is an astrophysicist who correctly believes in being comfy as F on planes. They're also familiar with the concept of a meet cute and is rooting for the Pinot Blanc guy and the cheese man. So we got to walk the nice lady and her tactical assault Shiva to her next gate because it was on the way out and talk for a bit. Donut is called that not because he is the color of a donut, which he is, but because he likes to sleep curled up in a perfect circle. He has a sister who does the same thing named Bagel.
And then they had another
Donut holes.
Oh, what was another sibling name? I want to say pizza, but that's...
No. Lost track of Pinot and Cheese Guy for a bit, but when I saw them again at baggage claim, Cheese Guy was holding both their jackets, and Pinot was on the phone to his hotel about, well, do you have any rooms with 2 beds? The rest of the call indicated that yes, there were rooms with 2 beds, but readers, I had a moment. Anyway, it's 2 a.m. I need to sleep. If you feel like supporting this kind of hard-hitting reporting, I have a tip jar.
Wow.
That was hard-hitting reporting. That was minute by minute. I hope you liked my voices.
I was not expecting the
level.
Blanc and the cheese guy to be hitting it off like that.
Okay. I feel like we need to like summarize.
Yeah, summarize.
So we have OP arrives at the airport, plane's delayed, hears cheese guy arguing on the phone with his sister who wants all this cheese but won't pay for it. He gets mad, so he starts selling all of his cheese to everyone, like all the pals on this flight. So we got Pinot Blanc, the neon hair person with I've forgotten the fox outfit.
Fox pajamas.
Yeah, fox pajamas. We have who else? Oh, we have Tactical Assault Shiba owner.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Yeah. So and then the side plot is that cheese guy and Pinot Blanc get together and have a fun time on the flight
and get a hotel room.
And there you go. And cheese guy sells all of his cheese
and gets enough money for an Uber.
And they finally get on this flight. Yeah. And that's the story.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I
love to hear it.
Expecting like a little therapy session, but I think
I love that.
It was created because Blanc was interested in cheese guy.
Yeah. He was like, hey, let's talk about cheese.
And then that love spread to everyone in the airport.
It did. I love that. I honestly love crazy airport stories like this because this is kind of an okay story time.
Did something like this happen to you?
Yeah, well, not like
you had a bunch of cheese in your backpack?
I had so much cheese in my backpack. No, when I was traveling, I had to take a flight from this like random airport in it was like an hour outside of London.
Okay.
And literally I'll do the short version because I did the same thing where I wrote down the notes because it was so wild. But basically, short version, if you want a long version, I'll do it. But short version is we had to get on this flight that was also delayed to Portugal. It was going to Portugal, and everyone in the airport was on our flight, and there was only one flight leaving this airport, and it was a pretty big airport too. And everyone was drunk, and this one guy, the whole flight. And it was like a 3-hour flight, was like just shouting and he was super drunk with his friends. He's this drunk British guy. And the whole time he was like, it's my first flight. I don't know what I'm saying. And then he would like fight with his friends. He's like, the second we get off this flight, I'm throwing hands. And it, like, not joking, those were the only two things he said the whole 3 hours. And there was just a bunch of other shenanigans on this flight that I wrote down. Like for 10 minutes, I was annoyed. I was like, God, I really wanted to like rest on my flight. And then the rest of it, I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy.
I have to document this.
Yeah. So I have a notes app of the whole thing. But yeah, the point is I love a little
flight shenanigans.
I love a little flight shenanigans.
Yeah. Sam and I went on a flight once to Bali and we, I think it was our first like bonding time because like we didn't really hang out before that. And we had video games and there were like these like alien things and we were like commenting on like what was happening and the people in front of us were not having it. They were like,
you guys were the annoying people.
Yeah, we were the annoying ones and they were like, stop. But me and him were like, we invented the self-dab.
Yeah. What did you just do?
The self-dab.
I can't even do the regular dab.
We did a self-dab.
People have been trying to teach me for years and I get it wrong every time.
We'll figure it out.
So bad.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, let's get. You know what? We'll figure out.
What's that?
This next story.
Whoa.
Which I've already read the title and I love it. Today I effed up by faking a British accent for 12 years. Riley, I know my answer, but would you ever do this?
If I was really good at it, and it was to get with the love of my life, and there was no other way.
She was like, I will only date a British man. You're
then
like,
yes,
I've got the wrong accent.
Absolutely, and then I'll be like, but I like my southern accent better.
Yeah, you slowly start putting it in, and she's like, "What? Are you from like Manchester? You have kind of a twang to your British
exactly."
Accent.
Like I'll be British, and then she'll watch a bunch of westerns with me, and then slowly get into what.
Yeah, you pull an Austin Butler. You're like, 3 years of watching all these westerns has made me have a southern accent.
Exactly. So that's the plot I would do.
That's the plot. Well, let's see what.
Wait, what was yours? Was yes?
Oh, mine was If one of my life goals before we get into this story is to get down a good enough British accent that I can be exclusively on BBC television. I'm not even joking. That's like one of my life goals.
Gosh.
I really want to be on BBC television because that's like most of what I watch.
That's intense.
Yeah. Anyway, so cat on my lap. Love it. Easier to say than the last one.
The spell.
the spell, says, this happened in high school at a summer band camp. I did not know anyone at this camp, and I flew in from out of state. When I left the airport, my best friend called me and we were talking. I had an inside joke with my best friend where we would just talk to each other in random accents for no reason. This time, I was talking to her in a British accent. Little did I know that a group of people from my summer camp were standing right next to me, waiting for the camp's bus to pick us up. I get off the phone and one of them asks if I'm here for the camp too. I say, yes. He then asks me where I'm from and tells me that my accent is so cute.
Uh-oh.
I had really bad social anxiety in high school, and in my anxiety mind, I thought this dude would think I'm weird for faking an accent. He was also cute, which made me more nervous. I totally panicked and just said, England. Then he asked me what part, and I said, London. Then, thinking he'd ask if I flew in from abroad, I said I was raised in London and then moved to the US. That was where the lie started, but not where they ended.
Oh, boy.
The entire bus ride to the camp, this guy was talking to me about British TV shows like Doctor Who, and I keep faking the accent. So we get to the camp, and by now I'm thinking I have to come clean and say it was just a bad joke. But for some reason, my anxiety is going, no, don't do that. It's too late. You are British now. Everyone in the bus has heard my accent and me talking about how much I love Doctor Who and the London theater, never been. So for the entire 2 months of this camp, I pretended to be British. I even watched YouTube videos on how to fake a better British accent and words to say to sound more British. That guy and I became friends and we kept in touch. I never came clean. It's been 12 years.
Whoa. Wait. 12
wow.
years?
I've got anxiety, but you've got anxiety.
That's crazy.
Oh boy. I'm honestly very impressed by the dedication.
Yeah.
OP was like, I'm going to watch videos.
I'm gonna watch videos in my free time.
Oh God.
Get sharper.
That's one way. That's method acting.
Yeah.
For a while, we kept in touch a lot and would FaceTime and I'd fake the accent. We aren't as close anymore, but we still talk over Snapchat sometimes. And whenever I send him a Snapchat when I'm talking, I have to fake the accent. At this point, I think I'm stuck being British forever to him. He can never meet my other friends or family. He lives in a different state, but if he ever visits where I live, I guess I'm faking the accent. I wish I had never faked the accent.
Do you think...
And there is an update.
There is an update.
There's an update.
Do you think that he's going to come visit?
I think he's going to come visit and he's going to be like, why do none of your family have an accent? And I feel like she needs to be like, well, I was raised in London, but my family was born, like they were born here. So they took me back to the States.
Some very elaborate lie.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Oh,
it's been 12 years. Got to keep up the lie.
Gotta keep it up. You can't go back now.
Yeah. Update. Wow. I did not expect this to blow up, and I'll try to respond to more comments after work. I answered the dialect question in the comments, but it's buried and people keep asking. So, I didn't pick a dialect, but I did have the brilliant idea to say my dad was French Canadian and we spent a few summers in Canada when I was growing up. I thought this would explain it if my accent sounded off to anyone, because I would have grown up hearing his accent too and taken on some of it. Obviously, looking back on it now, that wasn't as clever as I thought at the time. LOL. Update number 2, I did it. I sent him this post and told him. Turns out he sort of figured it out years ago because he saw my dad post something on my Facebook page that made him suspicious. He did some Googling and quickly figured out my dad has always worked in the US. My dad is a university professor, so his CV/work history is easy to find online. There are even videos of my dad talking at conferences clearly with an American accent.
Oh.
Anyway, my friend said he suspected for years and just didn't want to embarrass me and thought it wasn't worth bringing up because we weren't super close anymore when he figured it out. Nothing romantic ever happened between us, BT dub. I just had a slight crush on him that summer. We're both actually married now. I apologized for lying to him and he said it's fine, but he's never letting me forget this and I have to do the accent if we see each other in person again. I'm glad I came clean, but I still feel really bad and embarrassed about the whole thing. Honestly, I'm sure I'll be cringing to myself about this for the rest of my life. That is so funny.
Wow. This is good, so like friendship right here.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a great story to tell. Like, hey, yeah, my friend who I met at camp has been faking a British accent to me. Also, like, I love that he figured it out and he was like, I'm just gonna let her do it.
Just let her figure this out.
Yeah, she'll wear herself
clean.
out.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so funny.
He snooped.
Yeah, he was like, I like to imagine that he was like, this British accent does not sound real. This sounds fake, and I'm going crazy.
I wonder if he's with like a British person now.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I'm really into the British accent. He's like, I think it's so cute. And he realized
and
that
then he's like, after listening to her, he's like, wait a second.
Wait
this doesn't
a minute.
sound right.
Have you seen that the Kazoo Kid? Wait a minute. Who are you?
Wait a minute.
No.
It's your homework.
You know what homework you should do though?
What?
Read this next story.
Hey. Am I the a-hole for losing my passport to avoid babysitting on my vacation? This is OKOP, home to the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia and Riley. How do you avoid babysitting on vacation?
Look,
Have you ever babysat before?
What about siblings? Is that count?
I would say that, yeah.
Okay, then yeah. 100% I've babysat. To get out of babysitting, what is the craziest thing I've done?
Yeah.
Well, I probably went to go hang out with my grandpa, but in a way that's kind of like babysitting. So, well, not really, but just making sure he's not getting in anything.
Sure. I don't think I've ever tried to get out of babysitting because I was paid for it. So.
Oh yeah, I wasn't paid for it at all.
That would make sense.
It was sort of like, you get to live under this roof.
Gotcha.
so you have to.
Well, let's see what No Riding 9686 has to say about it. I, female 17, still live at home. That's pretty normal. I feel like I still live at home. Yeah. My sister, 28, is married and has 2 kids, 5 and 3. Whenever she comes over to visit my parents, she sticks me with the kids. This wouldn't be a problem except she doesn't visit for an evening. She will come for a week. Oh, God. And for that week, I'm an unpaid nanny. If we go out to a restaurant, I have to entertain them because my mom needs to talk to my sister and brother-in-law. You get the picture. My parents decided that since this was my last summer before I became an adult, we would be going to Disneyland to celebrate my graduation.
Ooh, that's here, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to the Disney World.
Yeah, Disneyland is in LA.
Okay.
I asked who was going and they said it was just the 3 of us. But when we got to the airport, my sister and her family were there. Strangely enough, they were also going to Disneyland. Very suspicious. I went into my backpack and grabbed my passport. I put it in my sock. When we got to the international security, I couldn't find it. We looked everywhere. I had to Uber home and I missed my flight. Oh well, I get to stay home by myself for a week of peace and quiet.
Whoa.
My parents were very mad at me for losing my passport. The money they spent on my flight and entrance was wasted. Darn. My mom and sister have both been posting about how hard it is to be at Disneyland with 2 little ones. They both posted that I ruined the vacation by being so thoughtless. My dad says he knows why I did and he understands, but he says I should have let him know so he didn't waste money. He said he would have gone along with my ruse. I feel bad about wasting money, but I have been to Disneyland before and I will go again later by myself or with friends. That's so unfair for them to be like, this is a graduation gift. And then to be like, no, you were going to babysit the kids.
Yeah, this is crazy.
No, I would have. Yeah, no, that's not fair. I understand why the dad was like, I mean, especially if it's an international flight, that would have been really annoying to like lose that much money.
So why wait till like that moment though? Like you're already in the airport and stuff.
Because she didn't know that the sister was coming.
Yeah, I think honestly, is this an a-hole thing? I would say she is the a-hole just because of the amount of money she did.
I would say a-hole for money loss, but I think maybe she could have been like, she could have gone on the trip.
Or like had a conversation with her mom.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, this is my graduation. I want to not babysit at all. I just want to like have fun with you guys. I feel like I'm going to be able to babysit. And like the mom low-key gaslit her. There's just the 3 of us. Yeah,
she lied. No, that's the thing. She lied about it because she probably was like, I feel like OP would have expressed that she wouldn't want to do this prior to it if she had known that the sister and her children were coming. But literally they showed up at the airport. But I think not the a-hole because, you know, being lied to, and this is supposed to be a graduation present. But yes, the a-hole for losing that amount of money. I think she could have gone on the trip and then, I don't know, maybe ran away from them at Disney, lose them at Disneyland. Because there's so many rides that the kids can't go on. Which would have been really annoying too.
Travel there to Disneyland, yes. She would have to handle the kids the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. This is tricky because that is really annoying.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let us know if she's the a-hole or not.
Yeah, I think only the a-hole just for the amount of money lost because it's an international flight.
I'm gonna just say a-hole.
I say only a little bit.
Tough situation, but
I say I'm saying the rest of the family's a-hole, and she's a little bit a-hole for losing the money.
Everyone's the a-hole.
I think
Except
the family's
for the dad.
more. Yeah, dad is like, I would have helped. But he should have talked to the mom before too. So he's also a little bit the a-hole.
Yeah, you know who's not the a-hole? You. For reading this next story.
Okay, well that was a bad lead. Today I effed up by hooking up with a guy in my airport hotel room, and he has the same flight as me. Oh my God, that's a rom-com.
Yikes.
And also, yeah, yikes. Uh-oh.
Like, oh, let's go. What if like they did the deed and they were OP was like, this was the worst did the deed thing I've ever done, or like, this is really bad. And then they like have to sit beside of them on the flight. I
was gonna say I can't imagine it would be that good at an airport, but I think they're at an airport hotel room. So maybe.
Yeah, but like OP's like, I did not enjoy that, and now.
It has to be. Hopefully they're not seated next to each other.
Yikes.
So deleted. I guess we don't know who it is anymore. Says, I know Reddit is going to give me a lot of hate for this. This morning I was super horny and wanted to hook up with a local guy. So I got to talking with a guy, and even though he was a lot older, like late 30s / mid 40s, he had a great bod. So I said, what the hell, and invited him to my hotel room. After 45 minutes to an hour of fun, I thought I'd never see this guy again because I'm flying home this afternoon right now.
Wow.
Wrong. I went to the gate when they started boarding. Guess who was pre-boarding with his wife and children?
Is it this guy?
It was the guy. You guessed it. Oh my God. This guy sucks.
That's wow.
At an airport hotel room? Presumably your wife and children are there?
They're getting ready to go in the airport, and then you disappear for like...
You freaking suck.
He probably disappeared for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I hate this guy. To make matters worse, they are just a couple rows from me, and I can hear all of their conversations.
Oh.
God. I'm in the plane right now, and he keeps texting. I'm saving screenshots in case I need them in the future. He's texting OP. I'm sitting here wondering how he was able to get away from his family that long. He was staying at the same hotel, which now just dawned on me because he made it to my room super fast.
Oh.
This is so uncomfortable. Edit, I gave him my phone number for trading texts and pics early this AM. He texted me just now telling me he found me on IG and Facebook, so he must have searched with my phone number somehow. Now, I definitely need leverage with the screenshots to tell him to stop contacting me. Edit 2, I'm male and the wife does not know.
Oh.
He texted me in the plane asking me to keep quiet, and then also wanted to stay in touch and text me later because he now knows we live in the same city. And yes, you bet I saved the screenshot. Saved it on the phone, on the cloud, on emails to myself. Just wanted to respond to popular questions. Hope you saw the screenshot. You know who you guys are. I really hate that because you should never. I feel like sometimes this is a lot of media where they portray like cheating relationships with like two guys, and they're like, oh, well, you know, he's gay, so it's fine. It's like, no, cheating is cheating. Tell your wife.
Yeah. That's so tough. Like the wife doesn't know. Also, I mean, like, it's not even, he might be bi. So it's not even like about whether or not he's attracted to his wife. It's literally just cheating. Yeah.
Like, that is the main thing.
And he has kids too.
Like, this guy sucks.
Yikes. Airport drama.
Airport drama. Wow. I don't really have a lot of comments for that one. This guy just sucks. That's quick, cut and dry.
Cut and dry. This guy sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? What's that?
This next story.
Whoa.
Am I the a-hole for inviting my girlfriend to visit just to ditch her at the airport for 8 hours? Riley, would you ever ditch someone at the airport for 8 hours?
If she needs to, like, if I just cannot handle her anymore, and I'm like,
for 8 hours?
And I'm like, hey, if she's like throwing the biggest tantrum ever, and I'm like, you need to figure it out, the airport is where she can figure it out. She can go there. You know,
For 8 hours.
You know how much traveling she could do, and
Shopping.
Shopping.
Wait, no. What did you say?
Food. Yeah, you know what? You know all the things she can do at an airport.
Oh, okay.
And then she figures it out. She goes shop. She goes eat, and then she's like, "I'm better now." And I'm like, "Great."
I don't know. This 8 hours seems a lot to leave
I think
someone.
it's reasonable.
I need to hear more. And Burner 7651 has the answers. So I don't really know why I'm typing this now, but about 7 years ago, I had a girlfriend. We dated for about 2 years. I was head over heels for her, as was she. She was sweet, but the relationship turned toxic real fast, mainly due to distance. So what happened is towards the end of our relationship, she came to visit me in my city in another state. We weren't really together at the time. It was sort of a, okay, is this going to work out or not time? She came in. I admit I didn't even wait for her at the terminal. No flowers, nothing. Mainly due to our constant fights, etc. So I called her to run out and find my car in the rain. I admit I was coming back from work in the morning and had paint-stained pants. It was her first time in the city, actually. It was fine. We went and grabbed lunch, albeit awkward. Then I told her I wanted to go home and change my pants. I lived with my parents at the time. She said, "No, I don't feel comfortable going to your house because I know this will mean I need to meet your parents, as I can't just stay in the car. And we're just trying to talk things through." She had a return ticket later that night. I got angry real quick and started accusing her of wasting my time, etc. I must admit I'd never talked to her about her going to meet my parents, etc. I drove her back to the airport and demanded she get out of the car. She was in tears, asking me to talk about this and begging me not to do this. I was so angry I demanded she get out a few times. She finally got out and I sped off. She was probably in tears. She was only 20 at the time, and we spent a total of 2 hours together that day. She called me 1,000 times from the airport, and I ignored every single call. I know she spent about 8 hours at the airport waiting for her night flight back. She actually kept texting me when she got home, and I ignored all her messages again. TBH, we both did bad things to each other. Last I heard is that she was married and has a son. I'm married too and have a daughter. I don't know if I was the a-hole or not in this situation. Maybe I did overreact. I think LP's the a-hole.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like your girlfriend who's trying to work out this relationship with you flies to meet you. And it literally is just like, hey, I'm not super comfortable going back to your place because I'm not in this headspace to meet your parents right now as we're trying to figure out our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be rude for her to wait in the car. Like, honestly, I totally get that. Like, she goes to the house and she waits in the car. That is something, like, if you're trying to fix a relationship, having that as like the parents' view of you would not be good.
It wouldn't be good. And two, like, if you're with someone and you're like, I don't want them to meet my parents.
Yeah.
I'm all about meeting parents no matter how soon it is. Like, if you're I want to date.
Personally, I'd be fine with meeting parents. I'm good with parents.
Yeah, same. But like, if I'm like, I'm going to date this person.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're looking at them like, oh, I can see life with this person. Yeah. They're going to have to meet your parents eventually.
Yeah. So you're saying she should have just gone in?
Yeah. Or like, or he should have been okay with it.
I think he was okay with it, but I think
she wasn't okay with it.
She wasn't okay with it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But, I mean, she had just gotten off a flight.
Okay.
She was in I think I understand where she's coming from. I think that would have been like an awkward space to meet his parents for maybe the first time. It seems like the first time she's meeting them.
Yeah.
Like that would, yeah. I think he should have respected that. But it seems like he wasn't like, he didn't really care about this relationship. Like he didn't come and, meet her when she came off the flight, didn't have flowers, was wearing like paint pants. I think he could have, I don't think he was putting in a lot of effort into the relationship. And then after all that, to just drop her off at the airport after 2 hours after she flew to meet him.
That's crazy. Is
wild. Like, she's crying. She's calling him. Like, that's such an I feel like he really over exaggerated this kind of, his reaction was too much.
Yeah. A-hole.
My 40+ male wife, 30+ female, had an affair with a female coworker. 6 months after D-Day and attempted reconciliation, she tells me her affair partner is also going on a weekend getaway as I drop her at the airport. Wow. What thoughts, Riley?
Yeah, babe, I'm going on a going on a trip. Don't worry, my person
My affair partner is coming too.
that I hooked up with 6 months ago is also going on a trip this whole weekend. But do not worry.
Yeah.
Not correlated
Even
at all.
after they like tried to get through it, and then to hear that's
yeah.
I think you
Just
can only
get out
take
of
so
there,
many
buddy.
signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Slow Fader says, D-Day was 6 months ago this week. I wasn't suspicious in the least, but accidentally saw a text message that caused me to look at another message, which revealed that my wife was having an affair with a female coworker. She claims it never went further than sexting, but the texts reference physical acts. Giving her the benefit of the doubt, we'll call it an emotional affair. She was also having problems with drinking. She was apologetic when she got caught and agreed to go to counseling and do whatever it took to make things work. I went to counseling too and was attempting reconciliation. We both grew up Mormon and left the church a few years ago, but because of that experience, we are both a bit messed up as to what is acceptable and normal in a relationship and with alcohol, etc. That makes this doubly hard. I was raised to think homosexuality was wrong, but I've changed and don't have a problem with it. I do have a bit of a problem when my wife decides to cheat on me by having an affair with a woman. Both of us want to make things work for the kids. At least that is what we say. We both come from divorced parents and wanted our kids to not have that. Cutting off her affair partner / coworker was not really possible given the circumstances. I asked her not to be involved with her outside of work. She agreed. She also cut back on drinking and going out. She said that she was open and willing to do whatever. Gradually, I noticed that she was still being sneaky from time to time. After I caught her and confronted her, she no longer texted regularly with affair partner on text messages. Instead, she went to Snapchat where I could see she was the most recent message, but couldn't see what was shared. Last month, I'm going to help her with her phone, and she snatched it away nervously when a notification sound went off. And I saw it was a snap from the affair partner. She said they just chat casually about work stuff. On a weekend? Yeah, right. She assures me nothing is going on. I think it is more that our affair partner is not willing to leave her marriage, and so my wife doesn't really have an option. I repeated again that I would prefer she not be involved with her. Pause. Oh my God, she's cheating. She's cheating. She's so cheating, so obviously too.
Yeah.
She's not even trying to hide it.
And he's like trying to I feel like he's trying to see the good side.
He's
in
like
her.
trying to work it out because of the
like,
kids, but at that point, she's just so not interested in the relationship. Like, I think as he says, the only thing preventing her from leaving him is that the affair partner won't leave her marriage. Last weekend, I went out with her to a COVID-safe outdoor work event. She drank heavily and afterwards convinced me to go somewhere else with a group that included her affair partner.
What?
I pretended to be okay and went along with it, including an awkward interaction with the affair partner. Driving home a very drunk wife, she talked about how good and loyal I was and then proceeded to tell me the perfect person for me was someone else we knew.
Oh.
She's like, it's the affair partner. What if we all dated the affair partner?
What is this? Drunk,
this is just,
blank, sober thoughts?
Yeah, drunk thoughts or sober thoughts.
Something like that. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I don't know. What
she said that she still wanted to make it work. She also told me for the first time that she had told a parent and sibling of hers about what she had done. Yesterday, she told one of my siblings what she had done without telling me first, and I think knowing that it would piss me off. She had a semi-valid excuse for why, but didn't think it was bad until I said, what if I called up another of your siblings and told? Today, I was driving her to the airport. She's going away for a weekend with some coworkers. She previously named 2 people that were not her affair partner, and I was okay with it. As we were pulling up to drop her off, I ask her where she's staying, and she describes a different place than what she told me originally. I said, why did it change? She said, it just didn't work out. I said, oh, who's going? X and Y? She says, yeah, and affair partner? I lost it and called her an effing B. I took her to the drop and we talked for a couple minutes. She tried to gaslight me and said, we talked about this. I told you. I said, no, you didn't. And I know she knows we didn't, by the way. She disclosed it to me. She promises that nothing's happening between them. And I said, I don't know that. And I have no reason to trust you. She tells me that she doesn't love affair partners. She just liked the friendship and got caught up in it. Also said that affair partner doesn't want to destroy her own marriage. I told her that she needed to figure out what she wants out of life. And she says, I want this and our family. I said, your decisions don't reflect that. I told her to take the weekend to think about it.
Yikes.
They just need to divorce.
Yeah.
This isn't healthy.
She's hiding this from you.
She's hiding it. Like the fact that she's like, oh no, like I just want to be friends with her, but then actively hides her phone. After I left, she called to apologize and said she should have been honest with me and that she doesn't know why she's being like this. She offered to stay home. I told her no, she should go and have fun and think about if that's what she wants. She said, you should do the same. I said, I know what I want. I'm not the one that went and had an affair. I'm still here despite what you've done. I said, you really need to think about the consequences, reminding her that divorce is expensive. I said, I'm not saying this to threaten you, just to say that you should know I won't be taking advantage of it in this situation. She knows that financially we're stronger together. It's been 6 months and this is the closest I've been to calling it quits. I know some will see that as the best option. Others may not. I wanted reconciliation and knew that it wouldn't be easy, but she's making it even harder. Based on what I've written, I'm guessing most of you can see the writing on the wall better than I can. She's probably done, right? Should I keep trying? Is there anything to salvage, or should I just cut my losses and stop the status quo? Am I stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well just.
I think you should end this relationship.
Yeah. And I mean, you have enough cause to, like, if you want to keep the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I would say.
Like, she very clearly doesn't care about this relationship. And I'm thinking that maybe because they both grew up Mormon, that might also be contributing to them not wanting to divorce.
Yeah, the religious aspect of it.
Yeah, like that might be why OP's really dragging his feet on this. But yeah, I think it's just not healthy. I don't think she cares at all about this marriage anymore. And you can still have like you can still raise your children in a way that's like still polite to each other.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be living with each other.
Yeah, this is.
But there's another post. When she got back, we had a talk and told me I had ruined her weekend. The affair partner was angry at her the whole weekend because she was inside with the others when I dropped the wayward spouse off at airport and saw how upset I was. Anyway, I told her that I couldn't do this dishonesty anymore and I needed more commitment from her if this was going to work. She agreed. She deleted Snapchat and agreed to limit interactions with affair partner and another girl that wayward spouse works with that I don't trust. Wayward spouse began communicating better, making a bigger deal of telling me where she was and where she's going and who with. Now, 3 weeks later, as she's in bed, I go to put something on her nightstand next to where her phone is. Put I see you in the comments if you see where this guy. She immediately grabbed her phone to keep it from me. I asked her why she did that. And she said, what are you doing? I said, what are you hiding? Why did you grab it away? As she unlocked her phone, I could see WhatsApp was open. She quickly swiped away and held it where I couldn't see the screen, but I know she was deleting messages. I said, who are you texting? She said, no one. I said, be honest. I saw you're texting someone. Let me see your phone. She said, why? And I explained, because I don't trust her. I said, show me who you're messaging. She opened up iMessages and showed me that. I said, no, show me WhatsApp. She admitted it was the girl I don't like and that the messages were about going to smoke pot together. Wayward spouse knows I don't like this coworker and that I don't approve of them smoking together. Don't worry about the reasons. It is complicated, but let's just say it could create problems. She then swipes away another thing and shows me the screen. I said, what does it matter now? You just lied to me and deleted messages right in front of me. Of course she'll show me now. We talked for a bit and calmed down, but the feeling of betrayal is back. I thought when I put my foot down after the weekend getaway that she was really serious this time, but this shook me again. I brought it up again last night and she's like, you're still on that? You're still on that? I said, yeah, it hurts. She listened and understood and says, what do you want from me? What do you mean? What do you want from me? It's very clear. I want honesty. I don't want you to lie and hide things. There's just so much to unpack in all of this. For privacy's sake, I'm not giving every detail, but I have some reasons to give her a little slack. Not a lot, just a little. but this hurts. She keeps saying the right things and that she wants to make this work, but some of her actions don't match. And there is an update.
What do you think the privacy sake is? Like,
what do you mean?
She has a little slack.
Oh, I don't
You think he
know.
did something?
No, I don't know. I think it's like her, because I think he's been like, I've always been loyal.
Yeah.
I think it's like something about her upbringing or maybe something like that. But
Gotcha.
But I don't think he should be giving her slack.
No.
Like he keeps saying like she wants to make this work, but some of her actions don't match up. None of her actions match up. She like clearly does not care about this relationship at all. Like maybe she cares about her kids. Maybe she's a good mother. We don't know. But she does not want to be in this relationship.
Yeah.
And I think like you proving time and time again that you will come back no matter what she does is not set. Like it just lets her get away with everything. But there is another update 11 months later.
Okay.
It's been almost a year since I drove her to the airport, only to discover that our girls' weekend involved her affair partner. A lot has happened then. We tried for another month after this post above, but ultimately she opened up and admitted that she liked girls and probably had for a long time. Was that not known? That was the moment where everything changed. I knew I was going to continue to try and reconcile with someone who wasn't living their truth. So we opted for divorce. She was already looking for another place at that point, thinking I would kick her out. She moved out a month later and we told the kids that they would have 2 houses. She met a new girl on Tinder and started a whirlwind relationship with her. They broke up in the fall, which sent my then soon-to-be ex into a spiral. I ended up having the kids until early this year, and we're now back to joint custody. It was a hard, traumatic year. Ultimately, I'm better off now. I feel bad for the kids, but hopefully it will be better for them having 2 parents living their own lives than trying to make something impossible work. The divorce was finalized in December. It could have been done in July, but she sat on it and kept changing little things. Now we've begun the process of living the rest of our lives in our new reality. She recently got back together with the girlfriend she met after we decided to divorce. I'm dating someone and in a pretty good place emotionally. Looking back, I feel stupid for when I made my post and was dismissive of everyone who was stating the obvious. My wayward spouse was cheating on me, was lying to me, and fit just about every stereotypical trait we see assigned to cheaters. My advice to anyone reading this now is definitely from a place of more cynicism than it would have been a year ago. If you suspect your spouse still isn't being honest with you, they're probably not. Divorce is painful and hard, but it's better than suffering for no reason. A weight has definitely been lifted. I have a new lease on some aspects of my life. I hope that you all find success in your reconciliations, but if it doesn't work out, don't lose hope and realize things can get better.
Wow.
What a whirlwind of a story, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He should have never took her to the airport.
I think he just needed to, I think that after that first sign of cheating, I think he needed to.
Yeah.
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 And it seems like, because I was confused, I think it seems like the OP's ex was only into women. And so that's why, like before it, he might have thought like, oh, she's bi. But it seems like she admitted that she's only into women and like just can't keep this relationship going at all.
Yeah.
But I think even before that, like just the cheating, I think you can't. Yeah. Like I think there were no signs that she was willing to work besides her words, but her words meant nothing because her actions were proving time and time again that like she didn't care.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. If someone's cheating on you, don't listen to the lies. Actions prove louder than words, as they always say.
As they always say. You know what we always say.
If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
And we love you.
And see you tomorrow.